Eurozone finance ministers have said that the Eurogroup was willing to respond favorably to the tune of 100 billion euros to a bailout request from Spain for its troubled banks. Eurogroup 17 finance ministers of Eurogroup issued a statement after a 2.5-hour emergency conference call in Brussels yesterday. The Spanish authorities will have to present a formal request for that. The statement said the bank bailout will be provided through a special bank recapitalization facility in the Eurozone Rescue Fund. The statement also said that the funds could be paid to Spain's fund for orderly bank restructuring, which would then channel them to different banks.
There's still plenty of evidence for Spain's property boom. It ended several years ago. The bubble burst when banks overlent. Many of them have never really recovered, and neither have some of the families who never managed to pay their mortgages and are now occupying the buildings owned by their bank. They're also angry that the banks are now being saved before them.
They are going to do whatever they want. As much as they are going to rescue them, the banks and the bankers are always going to do whatever they want. Why is the government going to rescue the banks and not the more vulnerable families?
It was a banking crisis that finally pushed Spain, the Eurozone's fourth largest economy, to seek a bailout.
The Spanish government declares its intention to request European financing for the recapitalization of the Spanish banks.
The exact size of Spain's black hole is unclear, but the Eurozone said it was ready to loan Spain up to 100 billion euros. It means more than 500 billion euros has been allocated for Eurozone bailouts. While the amount Spain is being allotted seems large, it pales in comparison to the size of the country's economy, which is bigger than those of Greece, Ireland and Portugal combined. And the bailout differs too. Firstly, the loans are only destined for the banks. Secondly, the IMF will just have an advisory role. It's not putting in any money. And there are no extra conditions attached because Spain is already implementing an austerity program. The US reacted quickly to the bailout plan. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner said these are important for the health of Spain's economy and as concrete steps on the path to financial union, which is vital to the resilience of the euro area. The European Commission also welcomed the move, wary that there could be more market turmoil after the Greek elections in a week's time. The bailout will help calm nerves, but there are still concerns, not least from many Spaniards who are still out of work and, in some cases, homeless.
I think that if the government thinks that is needed, I think it's good.
It's okay because Spain needs to be like always, and with the economical help, I think that it's going to be okay, and it's going to recuperate like always.
I think it's a bit embarrassing. Come on, after all the money was spent in the last year and now we have to turn to the European Union, I think it's terrible.